So ethnicity and ethnic consciousness constitute one big impediment. Ethnic consciousness. You in Cape Verde will not understand this word because you don't have these ethnic, or you have ethnic groups. Your politics is not ethnicized. Now, when we had elections in Ghana recently, my party won. But all those who Rwanda, the Tutsis and the Hutus, within a short time, they lived side by side for thousands of years. But the Hutus were the landowners, right? And the Tutsis were the majority, they were working for them. Then there is multi-party elections, and the Tutsi is able to use their numbers to win the presidency. So for the first time, because of democratization, a Tutsi becomes president. Then there was a plane crash, he dies. They killed him in the plane crash. Then it sparked the conflict. And over 1 million were killed. Over 1 million were killed. So these are the real difficulties. Sometimes when Europe and North America and the World Bank and they are pushing Africa towards democratization, that we should do multi-party elections and so on. And they force them, because if you don't democratize, there will be no grant, no assistance, financial assistance. And all the political parties in Ghana today are formed around ethnic groups. My party has about 80% of the members coming from my ethnic group. The national, my party, my political party, the National Democratic Congress, which lost the elections, Mahama from Northern Ghana and the Evans, they dominate. And now, if you listen to Ghana, you Google news on Ghana, you see that all the NDC, those who lost the elections, they are members in government, in the diplomatic mission, in all the places, they are removing all of them. To be replaced by new people. Even market, road tolls, where people collecting the money from the drivers, we are sacking out as if they are not Ghanaians, but they are Ghanaians. They also did it to us when they won power 8 years ago, So ethnicity and ethnic conflict, or ethnic consciousness, constitute a huge problem for nation building. And if nations are not being built, how do you expect nations themselves to unite? Nation building in many parts of the continent are still projects. We are still struggling to build nations. There is politics that is exclusionary. It excludes other people, because if you are not in this government, it will be very difficult. One of the things the Nigerians are trying to do, and we also tried to do, was to tell the parties to form national government, all-inclusive government. But it's not working. And yesterday I was reading news on Ghana, and the director of Cocoa Board, State Mining Company, all the Ghana Port and Harbor, they've sacked all these people, and they are bringing new people to be there. So the idea you see in Europe as one country, one people, one destiny is missing. It's missing. As you look at regional integration, don't lose sight of the disintegrative nature of ethnicity. Ethnicity tends to be it has disintegrating potentialities in Africa, and it's behind. When Nkrumah was lucky, he was not from Ashanti, so he wasn't from the major ethnic group, and he wasn't from Northern Ghana, because people from Northern Ghana, people don't respect them. Because when the British were here, they built the schools in the south, the roads in the south, because that is where the cocoa, the gold is. The north was not developed. So Northerners come to the south to do as laborers. And as laborers, people don't respect them. Nkrumah wasn't from there. Nkrumah was from a small group, the Nzima. Nzima have, part of them are in Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. So because he wasn't from any of these groups, people accepted him. That's why he was able to stay for a long time. So that is something we need to look at. Let's look at the third impediment. Of course, the Queen hasn't got so much powers as before. But, Europe went through revolutions, and these revolutions swept away the monarchies in some of the countries. If you look at even Russia, in 1917, they had a big monarchy, very powerful, the Tsarist government. When Lenin and the Communist Party took over, they smashed it. So most of these European monarchies were swept away by the revolutions, the democratic revolutions that took place in many parts of Europe. Now, if you come to Africa, let me give you an example. Why ethnic consciousness is very salient, is very high. I'm from a village in Ghana, and then when I got admission to the University of Ghana, I came to Accra. I was a small boy. I didn't know Accra, coming from the village. And when I came to Accra, and then there was no welfare system in place. The state gave me nothing. So every weekend, people from my village in Accra will come and take me home, give me a place to stay, give me food, give me clothes, and so on. Now, as I was going through the university and I was growing, my loyalty was to my ethnic group rather than the state. You understand what I'm saying? Because the state has been neglectful, and the ethnic group is playing the role the state should be playing. So now there was a study in Ghana. Many Ghanaians see themselves first as members of their ethnic group, and second as Ghanaians. You understand? If you ask any Ghanaian on the street, who are you? They'll say, I'm an Ashanti. Then later you say, I'm a Ghanaian. So ethnic consciousness is high because the state neglects. The state has been quite neglectful. It doesn't assist. And once ethnic consciousness is high, then I look up to my king or my chief. So we have an Ashanti king who is very powerful. Very, very powerful. The Ashanti king can say today that he doesn't want the president to come to Ashanti, and the president cannot go there. Otherwise, they'll be bloodshed. In Senegal, there is a Muslim leader called the Caliph. The Caliph is very powerful. If he wants to see the president, he will not even call him. He will send the boys, go and ask that president to come here. And nobody can become president. I was in Senegal in a hotel, and there were some French soldiers in that hotel. So in the morning, we had breakfast together. So they came and we sat together. And Senegal is there are only two countries where the military never took power. No military coup in Senegal. So I asked the soldiers, so Ghana has had coup, many, Nigeria, all this. And Senegal never a coup. So no coup here. You Ghanaians, no coup. I said, so not even rumor of coup. So no. Then they told me that you can't do a coup in that country without the blessing of the Caliph, the Muslim leader. He lives about 45 minutes away from Dakar. Very powerful. Even if American president is coming there today or tomorrow, And the candidate says, President, I want you to come here tomorrow. You call President to come some other day.